Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gymnasium here on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. I'm Bill Gibson, you're watching Tommy's TV and coverage of the 12th annual Ken Gould Invitational Tournament. First game, the Mount Allison women defeated the Holland Hurricane women. Same schools now, we'll turn it up on the men's side. Big turnover from both of these programs from last year, we'll talk a bit about that. Hurricanes down a whopping 100 points out of their lineup from last year, bring back only 2.5 points, I think, out of their 102 point per game average. So tells you just the number of new faces we've got here for Coach Kendrick. We'll have the starters first for Holland College. Number 1 is Ambrose Johnson out of Converse, Texas. Buddy from Converse, probably going to be a basketball player, you'd think. Number 3 is Michael Surer out of Calgary, by way here of Fredericton. Nine is Nick Mills, one of the returnees, one of 2 returnees. 13 is Bryce Corliss. Corliss comes back to the program, being a member a couple years ago. And D'Angelo Woodside, playing in his 4th team in 4 years, I believe. Started at Mount A, went to CBU, then out to Alberta to play at Nate, and now for the Hurricanes. Starters for the Hurricanes, or pardon me, the Mounties, introduced before I could actually follow through on them there. So let's circle this up. 1 is Eddie Surer. 22 is Tim Ellison, 6'10", at a Citadel in his 2nd year. 6 is going to be Jonas Monroe, 14 points last year for Jonas. 15, Gabe Powder out of Brockville in Almonte, Ontario. And we also have number 5, Caden Augustine, first-year player out of the Ottawa area. Ashbury College, Onyxville Prep. 2-sport athlete, 2-time school athlete of the year as well for Caden Augustine. Tip is controlled by the Mounties, that's Monroe. Shot made from deep by Augustine, that's a triple to start things out. Caden Augustine on the board early. Michael Surer off for D'Angelo Woodside. Nick Mills. Ambrose Johnson. Didn't have the shot clock reset there. A little late, I guess. The buzzer goes off, but it's into the hands of Mount Allison, Eddie Surer. Loses the handle on that one. Eddie Surer played CJEP for Heritage College, U-Sport, Algoma Thunderbirds. Got in 7 games with the Thunderbirds in OUAA action. Woodside baseline on Ellison. Offensive foul on D'Angelo Woodside as Tim Ellison just stands his ground. Woodside tries to bowl through him. Spoke with both coaches before the game. Coach Kendrick says we're a little bigger this year. That means we can't play with quite the same frenetic pace that we played last year. We knew we needed to be bigger. And the size really showed when they got the Nationals last season. The victory here in the conference, right here on this court. Woodside down low against Ellison. Stop, shoots over him. Monroe uses the Ellison screen. Looking for the lob for Ellison. Ellison didn't roll quite the way Monroe was expecting. 3-0 Mounties, early going. Michael Surer loses the handle. Guess that was deflected out by Caden Augustine. No, it's off of Surer. Michael and Eddie now matched up. That's Eddie on the inbound, guarded by Michael. Monroe from deep. That one rattles through. Jonas Monroe, third year out of Harrison Trimble. Nick Mills, baseline cut. Woodside on the follow. Rebound ripped away by Powder. Monroe again. A little heat check shot there maybe from Jonas Monroe. Left that one short. Corliss on the miss. Rebounding foul on Nick Mills of the Hurricanes. Second team foul on Holland College. Timeout by Coach Steve Chapman and the Mounties. We played not quite 2.5 minutes. 6-0 Mount Allison. Very early going, game 2, Ken Gould. Set out of the timeout. The offensive foul, it will be Mount Allison ball. Hurricanes have right now dropped back to half court. Eddie Surr uses the screen from Ellison. Blocked inside by Nick Mills. Reset to 24, and it shouldn't have been. I think that says 15 on the 24-second shot clock, but there are so many lights out, I don't know exactly what it says. Woodside on the rebound. For Michael Surr. Woodside. Ambrose Johnson. Acrobatic shot. Rebound. Eddie Surr. Powder, Ellison. Ellison on Woodside. Monroe, baseline 3. Rebound, Corliss. Bryce Corliss. Listed as a guard. Playing a little bit of forward here. Woodside loses the handle on the drive. Blocked by Ellison. Keeps it alive. Was looking for Michael Surr. Potato just a little too hot for Surr, and he can't handle it. Eddie Surr has it knocked away into the hands of D'Angelo Woodside. Corliss gets it back from Mills. Corliss on Powder. A lot of head fakes there from Bryce Corliss, and he finds space for 2 points. First 2 for the Hurricanes. That's Monroe for Ellison in the post against Woodside. Kicked outside, Surr. Surr steps through, rebound D'Angelo Woodside, the big body, now he's going to dribble it out. Finds Corliss. Corliss can't make that. That rebound is taken away by Augustine. Augustine off glass, score 2. Foul's going to go on Ambrose Johnson. Caden Augustine showing the athletic ability on that one. Mounties talked to Coach Chapman before the game. Down 3 starters in this one with injury. Keith Rowan, a scratch, concussion. Tony Tukilonga out in this one as well. And Rashawn Ferguson dealing with a knee issue as well. Ferguson warmed up. Make from Augustine. Of course, the Mounties, they'll be hosting Nationals in March in Sackville. Their ticket already punched there as host. Rebound Ellison. Augustine for Eddie Surer. Surer, 3-point. Too strong off the stanchion support and out of bounds. Woodside inbounds. As Ryan McKinnon, number 8, checked in for Holland College. Bryce Corliss on the far side now against Gabe Powder. Corliss, spin, glass, score. Count it. JP Frigard said you're going to get the and one too. Corliss finishes the 3-point play. Played about half of the first quarter, 5 minutes even to go on the clock. Mounties up 4 on the Hurricanes. Surer. Monroe. Monroe off glass scores 2. Monroe with the knockaway. And there is Augustine, picks up the ball, goes right at Woodside. Rebound into the hands of Connor Brienne, number 10, who's checked in for Mount A. Back around, Surer. Ellison, he can shoot the 3. That one doesn't drop. Michael Surer on the rebound. That's Ryan McKinnon, number 8, for Woodside inside. Woodside. Spin move on Ellison. Augustine short. Michael Surer rebound. Surer slows it up in traffic for Corliss. Back for Johnson. And Surer. McKinnon finds Surer. Ellison changed the shot. Rebound Jonas Monroe, and it's over to now Eddie Surer. Surer misses the 3 into the hands of D'Angelo Woodside. Woodside's got to have 4 or 5 rebounds in this one here just in the first quarter. Corliss shoots from deep. 3:15 to go, first quarter, 11-5 in favor of the Mounties. Ellison can't make the reverse lay-in. Corliss on the rebound. Corliss, front of the rim, gets it back though. He scores 2 there just by cleaning up the loose ball. Surer for Ellison. Ellison, little baby hook. Hurricanes bench wanted to travel on Ellison. 2:30 to go now, first quarter. 4-point game, Michael Surer. Uses the Woodside screen. Gets right to the bucket, can't score, but it's Woodside on the rebound. Woodside's going to draw the foul. This will be on Ellison, I believe. No, it goes on number 5. Going to go on Caden Augustine. Checking in for the Hurricanes, number 4, Darius King Henry. King Henry, first year out of Leighton Christian Academy in Toronto, Ontario. Born in Houston, Texas. Woodside on the line. Some subs for the Mounties as well. It's number 14 in for Mount A. 14 is Ryan Norris. 6'6" forward out of Ottawa, Ontario, and South Carleton High School. Woodside rattles the second one in. Woodside will check out, and checking in for Holland College. Number 15, Owen Parsons out of Hebville, Nova Scotia. 6'9" forward. First year out of Parkview Educational Center. Member of the Acadia Axemen last year. Didn't get any games played by the stats that I saw. Axemen had him listed at 6'6". 6'9" in the program I saw here today, so truth may be somewhere in the middle. Or it could just be a typo in the one that I saw, or a typo on my part even, in fact. Corliss called for the offensive foul on the screen. Ball over to the Mounties. Surer with a lob pass inside Ellison. Blocked by Owen Parsons. Ellison. Couple taps, gets one off glass into the hands of Ambrose Johnson. Johnson for King Henry. King Henry loses the handle. Over to Powder. Powder passes that one off. Ryan Norris on the finish. 13-8 Mounties. 1:05 to go first quarter. Hurricanes lose the handle again, and we've got some subs coming in off the bench. 6 and 10 for Holland College. 6 is Nate Johnson. 10, Tyrell Casimir. Jonas Monroe checks back in for Mount A, and I thought I saw Rashawn Ferguson. I did see Rashawn Ferguson, number 24. Out of Nassau, Bahamas, second year out of Victory Rock Prep. Ferguson is dealing with a knee issue, but does have hops, at least when he's healthy. See if the knee issue has any impact here. Blocked that time by Parsons. Parsons with the miss. Rebound in the hand of Norris. Hands off to Monroe. 32 seconds on the game clock. Ferguson has it taken away by Nate Johnson. Johnson ahead. Ryan McKinnon. McKinnon for Johnson. Johnson, a little floater, scores 2. 13-10. Last shot of the quarter can go to Mount Allison. Less on the game clock than the shot clock, so the shot clock can just come off. Now 6 on the game clock. Monroe, step back, shoots the 3, and is fouled on the 3. That's not a good foul. That's going to go on Owen Parsons. .3 on the game clock. That'll send Monroe to the line. 60% free throw shooter, the best returning scorer on the Mounties this season. Over 14 points, just about 7 rebounds a game for Monroe last year. 6'4" guard. Fans reminder coming up after this one. Stu Tommies and Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. Women at approximately 6, probably a little after. We're slightly behind schedule getting this one going. Men's schedule at 8, probably a little after, again, because we're slightly behind schedule, as usually happens in this tournament. .3 on the clock, 16-10 Mounties. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. 16-10. Mount A. 2 minutes on the clock. I'm going to take a break. Come on back. 2 minutes. Coach just got a warning there for something. Not exactly sure what that was. It's going to go on Tim Kendrick. I'll be back in about 2 minutes for quarter number 2. We are back for quarter number 2. It's going to be Hurricanes ball to start the quarter. 6 is Johnson, 8 is McKinnon, 4 is King Henry, 10 is Casimir, and 15 is Parsons for the Hurricanes. That's Casimir for McKinnon, deflected by Ferguson. Into the hands of Johnson, 3 to shoot. Johnson gets it off, tipped up by Parsons, controlled on the offensive glass by the Hurricanes. Stepping on the end line though, Casimir. Over to Mount Allison. The Mounties. That's Monroe with Powder, Briand. 14 is Norris, 24 is Ferguson. Inside Powder, Norris from the outside. No good. Rebound Briand, back for Norris. Reset offense. Monroe. Offensive foul, Jonas Monroe. Charge taken by Nate Johnson. Johnson, 6'5" guard out of Hantsport, Nova Scotia. Oh, behind the back pass inside for Parsons. They can't connect. Norris to the front court for Monroe. Uses the Ferguson screen. Monroe step back three-pointer, front rim. Norris tracks the rebound, saves it. Deflected into the hands of Monroe. 9 on the shot clock as Monroe resets. That's going to be a step back too strong. Norris again on the rebound. It's going to be a block by Parsons. No, it's not. It's going to be his second foul on the swing of the arm. If I remember my official's name correctly, that's Michael Redpath on the call there. Parsons out. Woodside checks back in. Second foul on Parsons. 3 Tommies will check in. We're already shooting a free throw, so we're going to have to do that over. We're still waving people in at the free throw line. So let's just reset Mount Allison after all that movement. Foul should be 1-1 on the board. That's what the official came over and said. They're currently showing 2-0. First foul is on Mount A. Now we've got 3 fouls on Mount A. Now we've got it back to 1-1. So Mount Allison 14 is Norris, 22 is Allison, 1 is Sir, 10 is Briand. I think that's 5 Augustine. When he stands up, I'll let you know who he is as soon as I can see his number. That is Augustine, number 5. A little mix up there in the Hurricanes backcourt. I was looking away for a second. Not exactly sure what happened there, but I wouldn't expect D'Angelo Woodside to be handling the ball when there's no pressure in the backcourt. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Guess I'll pay closer attention and I can tell you about it. Allison against Woodside. The one-hander for Allison to make it 20-10. Casimir against Norris. Ellison with the deflection out of bounds. Almost had the save as well. Corliss and Johnson will check back in for Holland College. .12 on the shot clock. With Nate Johnson on the miss. Eddie Surer directs traffic for Norris. Norris with the lane. Nice lay-in by Norris. Surer back for Briand. Connor Briand too strong. Allison on the tip for Surer. Augustine, Surer, Norris is open. The extra pass made to the corner results in a three-pointer for Connor Briand. Briand, second year 6'4" forward out of Kingston and the Kingston Impact program. Big bucket there. Pushes the lead all the way to 15. Woodside with the back in on Ellison, then just passes it out. Lob back for Woodside. Brand hit the deck there, just left Woodside all alone for the score. Call that a strength, 2 points for Woodside. Surer just passes it right to Corliss, and now it's Corliss to the front court. Woodside with the catch on Allison. Outside for Corliss. Allison on the carom. Tim Ellison from deep. Said earlier he can shoot it. Not going to lead you in three-point attempts, but he can make the occasional one. He'll draw the defense out enough to open up the inside. Turnover forced by the Mounties. Up now for Ellison on the baseline. Pass back out, Augustine. No good, Ellison. Can't get it by Mr. Windex Woodside. D'Angelo's been cleaning the glass here all afternoon. Now Woodside, low post against Ellison. Ellison shuffles the feet on the travel. Jonas Monroe checked back in. Timeout taken. 4:49 to go, first half. 16-point lead for Mount A. Strange to see the Hurricanes with only 12 after a quarter and a half of play. But here in just 1 second, if I can find my correct sheet of paper, I'll read out the number of players, the players that have departed the Hurricanes program in this offseason. Kyrie Thompson and his 20.4 points. Chris Cheatham played great defense in the final here, 8.3 points. Jalen Menzies, 19.5. Vicente Balaton, 3 points. Alman Dervisevic, 9 points. Jack McCauley, 15. Logan Rempel, 15. Taliaferro, 8. Spencer Rossiter, 2. And also Chris Druken, one of my favorite visitors to come in here. Shout out to Druken if you're watching along from somewhere. Missed you on this trip in. So some big time players there out from this ACA championship team at Holland College. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4 guys who averaged 15 or better. Thompson, Rookie of the Year. Menzies was an All-Star. Rempel was an All-Star. Pretty incredible all the way around. Thompson also an All-Star. Back in play here, Eddie Surr. The ball for the Mounties. For Monroe, Augustine inside Ellison, guarded by Woodside. Ellison can't get it to go off glass. Ellison does have the height advantage on Woodside by about 4 inches and longer arms. Surr for Woodside. This for football, and we were measuring time of possession. D'Angelo Woodside might be leading the game. He seems to get the ball in the post and have the ball for an awfully long time on offense. Not sure that's the ultimate offense that the team will end up with throughout the year for Coach Kendrick. Used to seeing Holland College move the ball a little quicker than it is on the post entry, but if they're going to play that slower game, Woodside has certainly got the body and the moves inside to do it. Just be shocked if that's what we see in March from these Hurricanes. We don't see the ball movement in and out a little crisper. And first move or no move. Monroe from just inside the arc. 4 minutes to play, first half. Corliss. Takeaway by Monroe. He goes hard, gets the foul, and goes down. It's going to be a foul on Corliss. Corliss, I don't think so. Monroe spilled at the far end of the court, and of course in this building you always worry a little bit. That end wall is only padded for so far, and even so the padding's not very thick. Monroe is all right. He'll go to the line. JP Richard checking on him to make sure. Monroe's had a really good first half here. Monroe last season, 60% free throw shooter. I can say that because he's already missed the first. There he misses the second. So it wasn't me who jinxed you, Jonas. You had already missed the first. Surr for Woodside. Woodside, nice move there to score 2 over Norris. Ryan Norris, the Hurricanes come with a little pressure. Ellison breaks it with Monroe. Pass a little too strong between Augustine and Surr. Woodside again, post moves. Foul on number 5. That's Caden Augustine before the shot. Oh, we've got a little icky shuffle going down there. Officials cleaning up some of the moisture on the court. It was raining when I come in, I'll say around noontime, closer to 12:30, I guess, here this afternoon. Humid day in the city. Whistle again here as the players look to line up. Too much contact apparently. Sub will now be allowed in. This will be number 23, Dang Dang. Dang Dang out of St. Joseph's Collegiate, where he was 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. SEBC All-Star, silver at Provincials. Brooks, Alberta for Dang Dang. Missed there. I think that was Corliss on the release. Surer, baseline jump shot, scores 2. 32-15. Michael Surer gets into the paint. Blocked by Dang. Ahead for Norris. Surer makes a three-pointer. 35-15, 20-point lead for Mount Allison. Ambrose Johnson. Bryce Corliss on the outside. Corliss from 15. Doesn't get it to go. Picked up on the rebound by Johnson. It went through the hands of Dang. Dang now in the front court. Monroe back for Dang. Ellison tries the three again. No good. Rebound Michael Surer. Woodside directs traffic from the low post. Up top, Michael Surer, three-point shot. Front rim, rebound, Ryan Norris. Now Eddie Surer with 124 in the first half. Fairly quick moving first half, I will say. Inside Ellison. Ellison has it knocked away, I think by Woodside. Off for Michael Surer. Corrects traffic, Ambrose Johnson. Johnson right at Dang. Going to draw the foul. He'll get 2 shots. Dang will pick up his first. Under a minute to go now, first half. 54-8 on the game clock. Powder and Briand set to sub in for Mount Allison. So be Monroe and Ellison to the bench. And Ambrose Johnson at a Portland Community College in the Northwest Athletic Conference. Last season, 8.3 points per game. 40% field goal shooter in that conference. On the line. Miss on the second. Rebound Corliss. Knocked away, though, into the hands of Gabe Powder. Eddie Surer, guarded by Michael Surer. You can bet these two have gone head-to-head more than a few times. Ryan Norris with 7 to shoot, puts up the long-distance shot. It's going to be off the support wire up top. 31.5 on the clock, ball over to Holland College. Michael Surer into the front court. 15 on the shot clock for Johnson. Back for Michael Surer. Looking inside. Goes for Nick Mills. Lost the handle out of bounds. 9.2 game clock. Timeout Mounties. Can bet they will advance the ball to half. Down to the final 10 seconds or less here in the first half, game 2. Reminder coming up, Tommies and Mount St. Vincent. Women first at about 6 p.m. Men at about 8, maybe slightly after that. Host Tommies see their first action on home court. Both Tommy men and women were away in Quebec last weekend. Something about the Mystics and Tommies on the women's side that bring out the best of one another. One of the best games I've seen here at this court at this level have been between those two teams. Somehow the players just seem to rise when they see those two. If you are coming down, if you're driving in from somewhere, you want to learn a little bit about the Tommies, you got a little over a half hour or so. And a little bit of self-promotion here, which I don't mind. Check out the Late Scratches podcast. Late Scratches, just search that in your favorite podcast app. That's a little podcast that Brad James and myself have started up. We're on episode 6. So search for episode 6, preview of the Tommies teams. Women take about the first 35 minutes and start about minute 34. Pick up the men, depending on who you're interested in learning the preview of. Heck, listen to the whole thing if you like. And then listen to all the other episodes. Be pleased to have your feedback on that as well. But a little primer there from Coach Connors and Kylie Roy on the women's side, and Coach Hickey and Jeffrey Lavoie on the men's side. Give it a listen. If you're a Tommies fan just tuning into this one, to check it out before you come on down here this evening. Or if you're at home, something maybe if you're listening to at halftime between games, get primed up. Woodside picks up the ball and the foul on the deflection. Bit of a strange play there. I actually thought it hit the back of the backboard from my angle. I'm not right on the floor, though. I'm up top in my privileged perch at the pit. Woodside, who's a good 2 feet back from the free throw line as he shoots. Still too strong. Needed to move back about another 6 inches. Mills on the rebound. Mills again puts it up off glass. No good. Tapped around again. And fans, if you'd have told me that the Holland Hurricanes would only score 18 points in the first half based on what we've seen out of them over the last couple years, I'd have said someone took all the air out of the basketball. Very different Hurricane squad here through one half of basketball than the team that ended last year. And no surprise, they're down 100 points out of the lineup. So a lot of new faces to work in. Different system here. Some more size, different slightly slower style of play for this Hurricane squad. They are down by 17. 35-18 to the Mount Allison Mounties. About 15 minutes on the game clock. Come on back for the second half. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching Tommies TV and coverage of the 12th annual Ken Gould Invitational Tournament. Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gym for the second half of Game 2 of Day 1. Ken Gould Invitational 12th Annual. Mount Allison Mounties 35, Holland College Hurricanes, or Holland Hurricanes, if you will, 18. Very different Hurricanes team than last year. 100 points gone from their lineup, only a few holdovers. 2 returnees in total. Ryan McKinnon, Nick Mills, everyone else either new back to the team or new to the team totally. So expected them to not be quite gelled together. Did probably expect that they would put up more than 18 in a whole half of basketball based on scoring over 100 last year. I did, of course, speak to Coach Kendrick before the game, said we'll be not quite the same pace of play as last season, but I think he's looking for a little faster than this. They're back out on the court. 1 is Johnson, 3 is Surer, 13 is Corliss, 9 is Nick Mills, and 14 D'Angelo Woodside, the starting 5 for the Hurricanes. That's Eddie Surer, he's number 1 for Mount Allison in the white. 15 Powder, 22 Ellison. 6 is Monroe, and with the ball there, number 5 is Augustine. Rebound taken away by Ambrose Johnson. Bryce Corliss for 3, no good. Rebound Nick Mills. Pass broken up by Gabe Powder. D'Angelo Woodside on the floor. But it's Eddie Surer who somehow comes out of the pack with the ball. Surer for Ellison. Ellison can't get the layup to go down. Ambrose Johnson slow to get up on that play. Still slow to get up is Ambrose Johnson. Hurt ankle, he's going to be limping right off to the Holland Hurricane bench. Looks like an ankle at least. Might be a muscle issue, maybe. You get Ryan McKinnon, number 8, off the bench. Hurricanes ball, front court. I think that's 17 on the shot clock. Yes, it was. Foul on Eddie Surer on the hold. Surer's second, team's first of the third quarter. Woodside catch, shoot from 16, too strong. Rebound Ellison. Off for Surer. Looking for the pass on the roll for Ellison. Knocked out of bounds by Woodside. Foul called somewhere. Foul's going to go on Ryan McKinnon. Second-year guard out of Summerside. It's going to be a block by Nick Mills. Erase that shot attempt by Jonas Monroe. Now McKinnon, guarded by Augustine. Monroe. Can't quite call that a slam, but he gets it to go over the front of the rim. The two-handed take. Woodside for Corliss. Again, a takeaway by the Mounties. That one's too long for Jonas Monroe. Ellison needed a whole lot of backspin to get that one to wait for Monroe. Good thought on the leak out, though. Michael Surer guarded by Eddie Surer. Michael Surer to the lane. Tim Ellison gets out the fly swatter and sends that one into the front row. D'Angelo Woodside, little instruction there to Bryce Corliss as to where he wants that ball to be delivered on the pass. Going to call that 11 on the shot clock. Inbounded. Got a foul call, I think, on Monroe against Corliss. It is a call to block on Monroe. Be the team's second. McKinnon. Thought he dribbled a second time there, but I guess was called on a knockaway. Woodside uses the arm, going to be a shot clock violation. Could have also been a hook foul on Woodside on that one. Really had a hook going on Ellison. Would have been a nice move, had it. There's a lob inside for Ellison. Ellison over Woodside. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why Tim Ellison's having such a hard time after those catches on the inside over Woodside. He's got length. Woodside collects the carom again. Will mention, if I didn't already in this one, no stats here this weekend, no stats package as in computer generated stats. We are keeping obviously the scorebook and the scores. So I can't get the stat sheet. 2-point made by Eddie Sir. See who's got the rebounds, assists, steals, as I would usually do to give you the rundown. Little issue with staffing that this weekend. Of course, that's a difficult position to staff. You really have to know what you're doing, how to work the stats package and be the spotter as well. Do wish we had that, because I would like to see the tail of the tape in this one to see how many rebounds Woodside has, see what the shooting percentages are and all of that. Always interesting, kind of tells you the tail of the game a little bit. Not able to do that this weekend. Sorry for that, folks. Norris on the miss. Cool bodies take a tumble there. There'll be a foul on Augustine. Dang Dang set the check in for Mount A. Be the fifth foul on Augustine. He's out. Corliss. Guarded by Brienne. Brienne with a reach in. Surer over to Woodside against Ellison. Woodside, little nice touch off the glass for D'Angelo. Strong take there by Eddie Surer, right into the teeth of the defense. Big screen from Woodside on Dang Dang. Taken away by Tim Ellison from Ryan McKinnon. Ryan Norris. Norris steps through, scores two. Woodside, a little pound of the ball on the court. They're not happy with himself or not happy with his teammates on that one. Corliss, no good. It's going to be a foul on Corliss. He doesn't like the call. Thought he was on ball, as Ellison will go to the line. Checking in for Holland College, number 6, Nate Johnson. Coming out, Ryan McKinnon. Also checking in is Darius King-Henry, number 4, in for Michael Surer. Ellison made the first. 12 points, 11 boards last season for Ellison. Woodside in pain again. That time he kicks back outside. Corliss, and again a shot clock violation for the Hurricanes. Corliss with some words there to his own bench. They're on him a little bit about the shot clock. He says, I can't hear you calling it out. Travel called on Ryan Norris. I think part of that is you got to be aware of the shot clock on your own. One up in either corner of the gym here. Bryce, a really good player. I'm sure he will not make that mistake too many times. King-Henry. Lost the dribble. Dang with the takeaway. Now taken back by Nate Johnson. Tim Ellison, and Dang gets it back again. Scrappy play. Scoring so far this quarter, 9-4 in favor of Mount Allison. 3:25 to play in the third. Norris thought he had a nice lay in there, but it just comes off the front of the rim. Corliss walks it up to the front court, goes against Connor Briand. Uses the Woodside screen. Pass for Nate Johnson, who cans the three-pointer. Lob inside, Ellison. Certainly was fouled there. That's going to be either Corliss or Mills to pick that one up. Angelo Woodside with some animated words for his teammates. Including some of the ones that not able to repeat on the broadcast. He's looking for the guard to be fronting Ellison there. Make that catch a little harder. Timeout Hurricanes as they chat this one over. You see the frustration on Woodside's part. For sure. Just second guessing myself what I said. It's D'Angelo Woodside that is riled up for Holland College. I happened to say it was Tim Ellison. Apologize for my misspeaking there. I think I said Woodside, but something in my brain said didn't sound quite right. So I'll preemptively correct myself if in fact I did say it wrong. Good crowd here for this one. Reminder, coming up at 6 o'clock, the Tommy women take on Mount St. Vincent. Tommy men at 8 o'clock, also against Mount St. Vincent. If you're coming down, you want to buy a Tommy season pass. Just don't even think about it. Get here. Don't buy a weekend pass. Don't buy a game pass. Buy a Tommy season pass. Get you some great discounts from some great places here in town. St. Louis Bar and Grill among them. Luna Rogue among them. Coach Hickey gave me a list, but I sort of forgot them out of my brain. Also, throw a couple little extra bucks in. Perky young kids, if you're watching this before coming down, there is a bit of a canteen here on site. Lots of great chocolate and treats provided by Mars Canada. Get yourself some of that. Some cotton candy going along here, some popcorn. Thing you need to have a great time here at the LB Gym. Come on down for that, but make sure you get those season tickets, season passes for the Tommies. You're going to really appreciate the great discounts from places around town that you get as part of that. And of course, thanks to those corporate sponsors for providing those. A little collision there between Ellison and Johnson in the open court. Ryan Norris right to the tin for two. King Henry guarded by Dang Dang. Nick Mills wildly missed. Ryan Norris, the take to the tin, lost the handle, ends up in the hands of Mills. Off for Corliss. Mills for Woodside. Woodside spin move, scores two over Ellison. Be a foul on Monroe. Rashawn Ferguson set to check in for Tim Ellison. Be an interesting matchup here between Ferguson and Woodside. Woodside looks to have the bulk and the strength on Ferguson. Ferguson with the quickness on Woodside. Be interesting to see how that matchup goes. They're both about the same height. Rianne wide open down low. Nice look from Jonas Monroe. I was watching Ferguson post up Woodside. Appears like the Hurricanes were watching that too because Rianne was all alone. I want to say that's a rebound by Rianne, but Woodside is right there as well. The Tommy women starting to stretch out here at the upper level. Fairly young Tommy squad this year. Be interesting to see them in game action here in their home court. Woodside that time with the offensive foul. Called for the hook that time. Hook or the charge. One or the other. 50-27 in favor of the Mounties. Here as we come to the end of quarter number 3. Jonas Monroe can't make. Rebound Ferguson. Ferguson kicks to Ryan Norris. Norris. Connor Briand launches for three. Out off of the Hurricanes and Michael Sir. Hurricanes thought sure that was off of Dang Dang. So did I actually. However, the officials are within a couple feet of the play, and I'm way up top, so their angle is way better than mine. Woodside knocks that one out of bounds. It was intended for Ferguson. Woodside now pleading with the officials. Been pretty animated here in this second half. So he has to check himself just a little bit to end up with a technical. Surprised he didn't get a technical in one of the dead ball situations there. I think this is going to be Monroe on a foul. I think that'll be 4 on Monroe here, I think. It's at least 3. Yeah, it is 4 on Jonas Monroe. Gabe Powder off the bench. Checking in for Holland College is number 12. Demoy Dozavato. Dozavato, first-year center, 6'7" out of Charlottetown Rural and Stratford PEI. Tell you, it certainly doesn't look like he has the body of a freshman. Looks like a pretty rugged lad, does Dozavato. Gonna sub in. Dang, dang. Rashawn Ferguson. Final 17 seconds of the quarter. Game clock and shot clock are pretty close. Sir with the shot. Rebound inside. Ferguson. Ferguson draws the foul on Dozavato. .3 on the game clock. Not a great time to be picking up a foul. Ferguson wasn't really even in the act of shooting that. Rashawn Ferguson with the miss there. Ferguson last season, 8 points, 6.5 rebounds. Better than half of assists from a game. 50% free throw shooter. Of course, he goes 0 for 2. 50-29 after 3 in favor of Mount Allison. They have led all the way through. So a 10-point quarter, an 8-point quarter, and an 11-point quarter for Holland College. This is a team that averaged over 100 last year. Here we see trainer giving Ambrose Johnson a little run to check him out. Looked like he got the clean bill of health from the trainer after that performance there. Three quarters in the books. It is 25-6. We will most definitely be 6:15 or later for the start of the 6 o'clock women's game. Things do tend to back up. We started right off the top here with the opening game. I know the officials were trying to move it along between Holland and Mount Allison on the women's side, but a lot of timeouts taken. It's often the case early in the season. Fans, one other thing I should mention, we are coming down to the Tommy's games. There will be a table here on the court level. I believe they're collecting donations for the food bank. Non-perishable food. I almost said perishable food. We don't want perishable food. During Tommy's games here all weekend long. I think I read that somewhere. Heck, bring along your can of peas anyway, and if you don't, if you're not collecting it, just lug her back home. Set to go here, fourth quarter. We're inbounded. That's Eddie Sir. Gabe Powder screen. Augustin. Was deflected by a couple Hurricane players out of bounds. No, we're going to say it's going to go off of the Mounties. I thought that was clearly swiped away that time by Dozavato, but again, the official's much closer than I am. Say that one is off of the Mounties. Must have been another tip that I did not see. Nate Johnson off for Tyrell Casimir. Nate Johnson. Johnson, 1-footer, step back, rebound. Briand. Ellison on the drive, a little too strong, gets his own rebound though. He's going to go right back at Dozavato and he scores. You know, Dozavato, he's got an inch of height on Woodside, not quite as broad as Woodside. And Ellison, no trouble going right at Dozavato. So back to my bit of perplexion from earlier, but why Ellison isn't doing that same move on Woodside. See Woodside forcing him out of it. No, it's much easier for me to say it than it is to do it, particularly against D'Angelo Woodside underneath. Inbounded for McKinnon, over to Nate Johnson. That's number 5, Dominic Sherrard, who is checked in for Holland College. I believe first action of the afternoon for Sherrard. Nate Johnson drives on Ellison. Johnson on the line, 8:12 to go, fourth quarter. Team's opening day action here at the Ken Gould. Ellison deflected away by Sherrard. Sherrard, a 6-foot wing out of Centerville, Nova Scotia, Northeast Kings Educational Center. That's a Division II school in Nova Scotia. Ellison to the line. Foul called 8 down low. That's Ryan McKinnon. 14 on the shot clock, so not called on the shot. Powder for Ellison. Ellison right at Dozavato. That one is on the shot. Dozavato is a little deeper against Ellison than D'Angelo Woodside has been. That's one difference, I think, on Ellison on the takes. Woodside's meeting him up a step sooner. Not giving him as much room. Ellison makes the second. Owen Parsons will check back in. Weird bit of discussion there at the Hurricanes bench. They don't seem to be firing on all cylinders here. Sending someone into the game, he has to stop and ask to see who he's taking off. Surer on the nice finish after the turnover. Be a foul on Powder, I believe. It is. It gave Powder on the block. Powder out of Monte, Ontario, and the Brockville Blazers. Dominic Sherrard with a make. Inside for Ellison. Back for Surr. Powder for three. Surr saves it. Ellison back for Surr. Good offensive rebounding. Wow, that is a deep three-pointer by Caden Augustin. Not exactly sure that was the shot they'd look for out of the regular offense, but wow. Backcourt on the Hurricanes. Ryan McKinnon. No tip. Monroe too strong. Ellison's going to get called for the rebounding foul, reaching around Parsons. Big long arm of Tim Ellison was pretty easy to see against the dark shirt of Parsons. Now the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. Women's squad is here. Mounties on the takeaway again. Rashawn Ferguson will check in for Mount A at the next opportunity. Surr from 16 feet is good for 2 points. The drive there by Casimir was looking for Parsons on the pass. Really ran out of places to go, did Casimir, and then just had to hope that the pass got through. Hoping $6 will buy you a lotto ticket for Friday night, but not a great percentage of connecting in either case. Monroe back in with his 4 fouls and on the line for Mount A. Knocked out of bounds by Ferguson. Eddie Surr with the knockaway is going to pick up the foul on the reach on the arm. Surr didn't like it. Coach Chapman says, sure, it was a foul. We don't really need to be reaching in on that one. Just play good defense. We're way up. Let's not put fouls on the board. Parsons in the low post against Ferguson. Nice move. Too strong on the shot, though. Caden Augustin proving that he can shoot from way deep. I thought the one on the scrappy play where he was about 6 feet from behind the three-point line was kind of not the best shot selection, but he proves there that he can spot up and shoot it from way behind the line. If that's the case, let her fly, son. Powder comes up with a little limp off of that play. Thought they were going to get a sub for him. Still looking at the bench a little bit is Gabe Powder. They are trying to get a sub in for Powder. Parsons with the rebound. Three-point shot too long from Nate Johnson. Powder with the rebound. Ahead for Ferguson. Augustin back for Surer. 4:22 to go, fourth quarter. 30-point lead for the Mounties. Eddie Surer adds to that. He's had a pretty good game here, has Eddie. Eddie out of Leo Hayes, Heritage College, and Algoma. His basketball journey continuing at Mount Allison. Ryan Norris has impressed me here as well for Mount Allison off the bench. Norris with the take there. 6'6" forward out of Ottawa. Omar Niang, number 12, checks in. Number 8 is Simon Tector. Tector with the Mounties last year, as was Niang. 3:44 to play. Ryan Norris on the line. And of course, one thing we know is for sure is going to happen is Coach Kendrick, Coach states they will go back to the drawing board tonight with this Hurricane squad. You can bet that the offense will look a little different tomorrow. The ball will move a little bit better, and will probably more points on the board. They get Stu tomorrow. Do the Hurricanes in the late game, so they've got lots of time to reset in front of tomorrow's game. To get Parsons off the court as Dozavato checked in. Michael Surer, guarded by Omar Niang, inside Dozavato. Shot made, Dominic Sherrard. He's made a couple shots in off the bench. Inside, Rashawn Ferguson double teamed. Going to be a foul called on Ryan McKinnon, I believe. Ferguson can't get the bounce on the free throw. Inbounded for Michael Surer. Surer just goes by Niang, but it's Ryan Norris there. A little block party. Surer for three. Probably the Mounties' leading scorer by this point in this one. 2:35 to go. I think Hambe will check in for the Mounties at the next dead ball opportunity. Ambrose Johnson squirts to the baseline for 2 points. Hurricanes wanting a travel. Instead, it's going to be a foul on Ambrose Johnson. Nathan Cambay checks in for Rashawn Ferguson. Number 20 also set to check in, Brody Richardson. Timeout, Mount Allison with 2:08 to play. 70-37. Coach Kendrick was still asking for the travel. Into the timeout. Fans, remember, come on down here to the pit. Tommy women and Mount St. Vincent coming up. Scheduled for 6, but it won't be a 6 o'clock start because it's 5:51 right now. We're probably looking at 6:15, maybe even 6:20 to get that one underway. The men will follow, same two schools, Mount St. Vincent and the Tommies. 8, probably closer to 8:30 by the time that one gets underway. If you're coming down, bring money. You want to buy Tommy season passes. Get you some great discounts at some great spots around town. Little Rogue and St. Louis Bar and Grill among them, according to Coach Hickey. Should really get him to write that stuff down for me because I'll be giving away stuff that isn't true by the end of the night here. Also throw a couple shekels in your pocket. Kids particularly, make sure mom and dad bring a couple shekels. You're going to want to visit the canteen. Some great sweets there from Mars, Canada. As well as some popcorn, cotton candy, some Gatorade, some water. Three-pointer made. I think that's Sherrard again. He's been pretty good off the bench for the Hurricanes. Ryan Norris with 3. Answers right back. Pushes the lead back to 35. 70-40. Ambrose Johnson with the take is going to get the foul on Kayembe. Kayembe for the London, Ontario. Third year of eligibility, 6'4" forward. Johnson good on the first. Second rattles through as well for Ambrose. Some pressure from the Hurricanes against the bench unit here for the Mounties. Around for Norris. That is Brody Richardson. Brody Richardson, St. Stephen Spartans program. Lay in there from Kayembe. One on the clock. 1:11 to go here in quarter 4. And in the game, there's no way that the Holland Hurricanes are going to come back in that short of time. Pretty safe to say that. All kinds of contact there on the drive. It's going to be either 11 or 12. No, it's not. It's going to be number 20. All right, we'll take that. Brody Richardson picks up a foul on the score sheet. Richardson of the St. Stephen program and the Spartan basketball. Of course, can't mention St. Stephen without getting a quick mention in for the group at World's Oldest Basketball Court. If you don't know about them, give that a little Google. Right here in New Brunswick, the oldest basketball court in the world, the one remaining. Not the original Naismith court, but think about the Naismith commercial with the peach baskets. There's a court like that in St. Stephen. Group there has saved that, preserved that, looking to build a modern day Hall of Fame type building around that. Make that an attraction here in New Brunswick, and the whole basketball community should get behind that. World's Oldest Basketball Court, give it a Google. You've heard me talk about it before if you're a regular listener. Look that up. Exciting, exciting project. Another foul on Brody Richardson. He picks up his second foul. Shot does not count. 47 seconds to go. Michael Surr calls out a play. Goes against Momar Niang. Off for Ambrose Johnson. That's Dozavato. Back for Johnson. Johnson on the drive, and he's hacked by Tector or any one of a trio of Mounties. Ambrose Johnson to the line, 33.1 on the game clock. $77-44. Rebound Dozavato. Knocked away into the hands of Johnson. Johnson gets 2 more to go. Norris gets it over half. Into the hands of Tector. Taken away by Johnson. Johnson into the open court for Michael Surr. Hurricanes are certainly the most effective here of the day against this Mount Allison bench. It's going to end 77-48. I'll say it really wasn't that close as the Hurricanes scored here in the last few minutes better than they have the whole rest of the game. 45-50 points will not win you a whole lot of games in the ACAA. But as I said earlier, this coaching staff between Coach Kendrick and Coach States will regroup this evening. You can bet the Holland College team we see tomorrow is going to look different in the way the ball moves, in the way they play than they did in this one. Tommies, I think, cannot take the Hurricanes lightly going into tomorrow's game, because you can bet that the offense will be corrected. There'll be some tape watching, lots of walkthroughs. But full credit to the Mounties in this one, a short-staff Mounties team with the 29-point victory over Mount Allison here in Game 2 of the Ken Gould Invitational. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage here on Tommy's TV on YouTube. Coming right up, 20 minutes on the clock. We'll be underway with the Mount St. Vincent women and the St. Thomas women. Come on back for this one. I'm pleased to bring you the coverage here all weekend long. Again, tomorrow the Hurricanes get the Tommies. That means the Mounties get the Mystics. Come on back for all of those games, and come on back in 20 minutes for the women's game. I'll be back with that then.